Hi, I'm Rockcan, and today I'm going to be sharing all of my theories from the Slime Rancher 2 summer preview. Some of these seem realistic, and some are just my wild ideas, so I hope you enjoy. Because it feeds into some of the other ideas, the first theory I want to talk about is the time difference between the first and second game. The only thing that gives us a sense of time is Beatrix, and more specifically, it's her hair. We never learn her exact age in Slime Rancher 1, but it's generally thought that she's in her late 20s, based on the events we hear about in the Star Mail. We also see from the menu that Beatrix looks around this age, and that she currently has blue hair. Moving to the first Slime Rancher 2 trailer, we can see on the last scene that Beatrix now has gray hair. If the gray is from her natural hair color, that places Slime Rancher 2 at least 25 years after the original game. Next, let's take a look at the boat. Based off this photo, we know that Beatrix took this boat to get from her ranch to Rainbow Island. I think that we'll start the game at the boat and not at the conservatory. We'll be able to play the first steps Beatrix takes on Rainbow Island as she journeys from the dock to her new home. Combining this idea with the fact that the lab is available from the start, I think it's possible that the conservatory isn't fully operational when we arrive, and that we'll need to craft a basic upgrade that gives it power. My next theory about the boat is that it will serve as a way to get back to the island from Slime Rancher 1. If there are 25 years between the games, then this island might look totally new, perhaps changed by an earthquake or a flood. The boat would serve as the transport back to our home, maybe needing an upgrade to unlock this ability, or maybe being something that we unlock after the credits. Now let's jump into the conservatory and take a look at the plort market. As you can see, there's plenty of room for more slimes. I think that there's still some slimes we haven't seen that will be there when the game enters early access this fall. I'm expecting to see a new slime in the launch trailer, and another new slime that's left as a surprise for us to find within the game. If the game's early access looks similar to the first, I think that each new biome will come with at least 2 new slimes, and that by the time the game launches, there will be 6 or 8 more slimes than we currently see on this board, which still leaves plenty of space for new ones in updates. Now let's head back into the world and take a look at the new slime door. My theory is that both plort and key-based doors will be in this game. I think that plort doors will be more common and used for connecting the basic areas of the map, while key doors will be used for endgame areas and secrets. Having a common and a rare door will allow more control over what areas require extra effort to access, and will let special secrets and resources be more hidden. New areas can be locked behind exploring for plorts, while harder to reach areas can be locked behind keys and puzzles. Continuing into the cave, let's talk about this transition. While the trailer makes it look like the cave is connected on both ends to the Starlight Strand, I think that it actually connects to the Tidepool, and that there's a cut in the footage where the screen goes white. We know that the angler slimes live in the Tidepool, and we know from a tweet that the Tidepool connects the other areas of the map. Instead of the map looking like this image on the left, like the trailer suggests, I think that the map looks more like the one on the right, with the footage cutting as we enter the Tidepool and jumping to the exit of a second cave. Heading back to the conservatory, we can see the Deluxe Coop upgrade, and I have a few different theories around seeing this in Slime Rancher 2. In the original game, the Deluxe Coop is locked behind Mochi's manor and involves traveling to the Nimble Valley and getting Quicksilver plorts. I think that seeing this upgrade confirms Mochi's return, and likely confirms the Nimble Valley. It would be cool to see a new area of the valley, one that's more like a traditional biome, with Quicksilver and other slimes running around, and some new foods and resources to collect. If this is the case, maybe we'll find the upgrade in a treasure pod. We could also see the Nimble Valley return the same way it was in the first game, as a sort of mini-game in order to unlock the upgrade. Maybe the upgrade is just available right away for us to install, or maybe we need to craft it first in the lab before we can add it to our coops. Continuing through the conservatory, let's talk about this terminal with the no Wi-Fi symbol. I have a few ideas of what this could be, so let's start with it being a way to interact with other players. While multiplayer isn't likely, there are other ways to connect with other players. If you can connect to the internet and another player, then you might be able to request trades from them in the range exchange, or maybe you can visit them and see how they structure their observatory. Building off the range exchange idea, maybe it's just part of a better trading system. While it doesn't look like the range exchange, it could be a way to communicate with the NPCs, talk to them, get hints, and choose what trades you want to make. If you can talk to the NPCs, maybe you can make trade requests of your own, sending out that you need 10 honey plorts, and you'll get an offer from Mochi for 6 puddle slimes, and one from Ogden for 3 carrots and 6 odd onions. Taking this idea even farther, perhaps we'll be able to actually meet with the NPCs. Rainbow Island is huge, so it would make sense that somewhere on there, Mochi has a factory, or Ogden has a farm. What if instead of using a range exchange, we used this terminal to communicate with them, but could actually deliver resources to the NPCs? It would be really cool to actually walk into Ogden's farm, see him tending to crops, and be able to ask for hints about growing our own. Now let's talk about buildings. From Slime Rancher 1, we know that there was some type of civilization. They created the ruins, slime statues, and a giant teleporter. We also know that more recently, a mining corporation came and built the industrial pipes in the Indigo Quarry, and finally Hobson arrived, building the house, ranch, and leaving some little notes. Moving over to Rainbow Island, there are the same ruins and slime statues, meaning that the same civilization lived on both islands. The only modern structures we've seen, though, are the conservatory and treasure pod, with no evidence of any other people being here since the ancient civilization. So I want to ask you who you think built the conservatory. Perhaps it was Mochi, or her father, who bought the land here to expand business but never used it. The conservatory is a massive greenhouse, so perhaps it was used by Ogden to grow plants. Maybe this is where Hobson and Thora settled, and with someone to share his stories with, Hobson no longer felt the need to leave his notes for someone else. It could be owned by someone we've never met before, or perhaps one of the 7Z competitors is paying for us to work for them and explore here. If 30 years has passed, then a lot could have changed, and a lot is possible. Let me know any stories you can think of for how and why the conservatory was built, and the history between the first game and now. That's all I've got for you today, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video in the comments, and be sure to let me know any theories of your own. Get subscribed so you don't miss my coverage of Slime Rancher 2, and I'll see you in another one. Thanks for watching.